Any template is fine. These words lecture gives were not there in the audio, so it doesn't matter what words you use here. Lecture gives the important key points, or twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are, and you speak this. It is not going to make a difference. I'm telling you the reality. Don't have to pay someone just for the templates. That person is just trying to take your money. Retell lecture is always a problem, especially when short audios appear. I just don't understand how to deal with the short audios in the Retell lecture. Well, today I have a foolproof solution. I'm going to explain you how to handle the Retell lecture, especially when the audios are very short, and how to use the template for the same so that you get complete marks towards your speaking and listening even when the audio is short. This is Nakul. Welcome back to my channel Skills PT Academic. If not subscribed to the channel, kindly do subscribe. If required online assistance any point of time, do text us in the WhatsApp or give us a call or send us a mail. We will be happy to assist you. So as told earlier, I'm going to give you in-depth analysis, in-depth techniques, tips and tricks on how to handle short audios for Retell lecture. So without wasting any time, let's start with this. How to handle short audios in Retell lecture. Here you go. Retell lecture is one of the modules in PT speaking, contributes approximately 10 to 12 marks towards your speaking and listening. I repeat, not just speaking, even to your listening. And how you are evaluated with respect to fluency, with respect to content, and with respect to pronunciation. Three multiple areas. Fluency is all about speaking naturally with a proper rhythm, not fast, not slow, but with a rhythm. I'm going to show you very soon as to how to improve fluency in a Retell lecture. Content, yep, important, but not very important. Here the fluency wins over content. Fluency is prioritized over content. Always remember this. So this is the tip number one. And content, if possible, see, Retell lecture is all about they give you an audio, and let's say the audio length is 2 minutes or 1 to 2 minutes, and then they'll give you 10 seconds to prepare, and then you should start speaking. So when you listen to the audio, you'll make some short notes, and then you have to speak by looking at the notes or whatever. That's the Retell lecture. So here the content, my personal suggestion, don't use a keyword. What if that keyword software doesn't understand? So obviously the content goes down. What if you take a phrase? A phrase is a short sentence. Whatever you listen, try to copy down the same in terms of 3 to 4 words together as a phrase. Even if one word software doesn't understand, there is a high possibility that rest of the words software will be able to understand. So my only suggestion is don't use keywords. If possible, write a phrase. Pronunciation is all about clarity. It's not about pronouncing the words. Eternal fact, let's accept this, it's very difficult to improve the pronunciation. For so long years, we're already used to pronouncing a word in a particular way. All of a sudden, if this exam demands you to pronounce in a different way, your mind goes crazy. So all these things, don't have to worry. Pronunciation is all about clarity. If fluency improves, pronunciation usually improves. But yes, let's talk about the method. We will very soon talk about how to handle short ideas, but before that, the method is very important. See, two skills are being tested. You are listening and you are writing. When you listen to the audio, you also have to make some short notes. Then you have to speak that stuff separate. So when you listen, you have to write 2 skills at a time you're doing. So people completely go crazy here because they listen and they write simultaneously. As a result, they will not be able to do anything. So it's very simple. At a time, you will be able to do only one task. Let's accept it. Though you are, let's say, very genius, you can. But a lot of us, like me, they're not. Common person. So we listen and we write at the same time. We will not be able to listen. We will not be able to write at the same time. So what do? When you listen, don't write. You just listen. And you think, okay, I can write this. Close your ears and start writing. When you finish writing, let's say 4 seconds, then again listen for the next 4 seconds. You listen completely for 4 seconds, next 4 seconds again write. So this way at least you can take 4 phrases. But Nakul, what if the audio is very short? Okay, now I have an audio here which is 35 seconds. Can I get such audios in the exam? Well, if you're unlucky, then definitely yes, you can get such audios in the exam too. Usually it lasts for 1.5 to 2 minutes, but let's say you're bad luck. You got an audio with 35 seconds. So how to deal with it? So I'm going to show you directly how to deal with it. So I've got a small chat window here. I'm going to type. I'm going to explain you.
What are you doing with all that candy?
Oh, great. Now I'm going to have to find someplace else to hide my stash of goodies. You just can't trust anyone these days.
Now, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black.
What are you implying, Yael?
Well, did you know that in several laboratory experiments, scrub jays, relatives of the blue jay, hid their extra food more cautiously when other jays were around? In fact, if another scrub jay were visible when the first jay buried its food, the first jay was more likely to dig up the food later and rebury it in another location.
So,
Oh well, I could have jotted down more, but I intentionally wrote only small 4 phrases. Now I've got less number of phrases. Yes. How do I handle? Very simple. Rule number 1, don't panic. You don't have to panic. It's okay. It's okay. Just speak. Just speak. So now I've got a template. See, any template is fine. I repeat, don't have to pay someone for the template. Any template is fine. These words lecture gives were not there in the audio, so it doesn't matter what words you use here. Lecture gives the important key points, or twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are, and you speak this. It is not going to make a difference. I'm telling you the reality. Don't have to pay someone just for the templates. That person is just trying to take your money. Reality. Okay, how do you speak? I've got only very less number of sentences. Let's say I did not get this last also. Let's say you got only 3 sentences. How to speak? Very simple. Lecture gives the important key points and the relevant information about what do you do with all the candy. In the beginning, speaker explained about you can't just trust anyone. Later, speaker mentioned about scrub jays, relatives of blue jay. Here the speaker was ideally pointing at what do you with all the candy. In conclusion, the lecture was about what do you do with all the candy. You can't just trust anyone. Scrub jays, relatives, dead. See my rhythm? Rhythm is not broken. I'll get full marks for the fluency, full marks for the pronunciation. Content, it's okay. In the worst case, what you can do? You want to get 0 or you want to get some good marks? Give it a thought. If you could write 5 sentences, excellent. If you written only 2 sentences or 3 sentences, continue. Don't stop. Repeat whatever. Get the marks at least for the fluency. Content out of 5 you may get 4. Not 0. You have spoken a lot. Nakul, don't you think you have not used the important content? See, you have the brain. So you are thinking that I did not use the important words. Software has just the audio. It is just a software. It doesn't know which is an important part in the audio. All it wants is fluency, and some of the content should match. Yes, a lot of words are matching and my fluency was perfect. Even if you write only, let's say, 2 sentences. Repeat. Lecture gives the important key points and relevant information about what do you do with all the candy. In the beginning, speaker explained about you can't just trust anyone. Later, speaker mentioned about what do you do with all the candy. Here, the speaker was ideally pointing at the fact that you can't just trust anyone. In conclusion, the lecture was about what do you do with the candy. You can't just trust anyone, and was in a very informative talk. Nakul, don't you think you lose marks? You're repeating. Of course, yes. See, I'm not denying it. What I'm telling, instead of getting 0 out of 5, you're getting 4. Don't you think this is a way better than getting 0? Give it a thought. It's as simple as this. And when you properly observed, when I listened to the first sentence, I was not typing. The very first sentence, pay more attention. I'm going to talk about the technique now. The very first.
What are you doing with all that candy?
What do you do with all that candy? I listened, I started writing. When I write, that lady is speaking or that gent is speaking.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
Now I'm going to have to find someplace else.
All I'm going to have to find someplace else. I am not listening. Because this technique, I listen and I write. I don't listen and write simultaneously. Easily you could write 4 sentences. Easily. Rule number 1, there is no important thing. You listen, you write. When you write, please don't listen. Just concentrate. Easily write or type. I think you have to type. Like you have to write on the pencil and write on a pen and a book. Easily you write. Don't scribble. Some people scribble and they go back to it and they're not able to understand what they have written. Isn't it so? Easily, aram se you write. You will have 35 seconds. If the audio is, at least you can take 4 sentences. Let's also talk about the problems. Fumbling. The lecture gives the important key points and the relevant information. What do you with marks gone? Terribly. I'm telling you, every 1 fumble takes away 1 mark. Just imagine. If you give 40 fumbles, know your scores. Trying to speak slow. Nakul, I got only 2 sentences. What do? I will speak slow so that I'll fill that 40-second buffer time. The lecture gives the important key. The point is I have done all these things. I'm sharing my self-experience. My speaking was, I think, 48 or 51 in my first attempt. I've taken 4 attempts to clear speaking. I've got 90 overall eventually, which I've showed my report in many of the videos. But the point is I've done all these things. Whatever you think, I would have done it. People have got less keywords or less sentences. They intentionally speak slow so that they speak 40 seconds. Fluency all gone case. And the last is a golden tip. Golden tip. Trying to fit the words into the template. What do you mean by that? See here. In the beginning, the speaker explained about what do you with all the candy. The grammar is not correct. Let's say here the speaker is ideally pointing at what do you with all the candy. Grammar is wrong. Speaker is ideally pointing at what do you. Speaker is ideally pointing at whether, or the speaker is ideally pointing that whether you, or what do you exactly do with the candy, or if you want to do with the candy. Some other sentence has to come to fix the grammar. So what people do here, the speaker was ideally pointing at they try to fit this line into it, because our brain is not listening to us. What we think is we have to fit the word into the template so that it grammatically makes sense, but software doesn't need it. When you try to fit the word into the template, your fluency is going down. The lecture gives the important key points and relevant information about whether you... They try to fit it because they know about what you do with all the candy is not fitting in grammatically. They try to fix it. When you try to fix it, you fumble. As a result, score goes down. Understand, it is not a human sitting there. It is not IELTS exam. It is a computer. What it wants is that rhythm it wants, not the grammatical things. In speaking, grammar doesn't matter at all. So these are the 3 mistakes people do. And I hope this video has served its purpose. For any audio, even if the audio length is very short, you have to speak. You have to speak. You have to speak. 5 lines template you prepare, just fit in, keep repeating. You will get at least very good marks for the speaking. Listening, you may lose 1 mark, but it's still fine. Something is better than nothing. I really hope this video made sense to you. I'm going to park the video here. Very soon I'll come back with the next video. If not subscribed to this channel, kindly do subscribe. If looking for an online course, do text us in the WhatsApp. We will be happy to assist you. This is Nakul signing off from Skills PT Academic. Very soon I'll come back with the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.